How do we manage a setup reduction project or initiative? The first thing we do is we identify the operations that are of interest along the value stream, and we'll put these on the load chart here. Like this, we'll lay in the cycle times for each of the operations, and then we overlay the takt time. And the takt time, you remember, is when the customer expects the product or when we promise the product. And then anywhere we have a cycle time that exceeds the takt time, we know that the customer is not going to get the product again when they ask for it or when we promised. So how do we manage this kind of project? Well, we can do that using the setup reduction Excel tool. The instructions are on the top page, so the first thing we want to do is recognize that yellow cells require an input. Based on the history, we want to enter a baseline setup, and so that's over here. What is the baseline, or what currently is the setup time for a given operation? So we lay that in here. After that, then we're going to conduct a full setup, just a normal setup. I would recommend that you videotape it if it's very lengthy. It tends to capture all of the details that you wouldn't necessarily capture or be able to capture by taking notes. I would also encourage several people to be watching the setup. So have the operator or the operators just do a normal setup, and then you can go into a room, watch the videotape, have the operator sit there and go step by step and list each of the activities that are taking place and the time that it takes to complete each activity. So you've got a start and a stop time. If you set your video up, of course the times can be right there. You just jot them down. This is the elapsed time for the given activity, and then the cumulative time to do the setup. Then the last thing you want to do, or as you're going through the video itself, you want to identify these as either internal or external activities, and of course there's the definition there. And once you do that, then you have a good idea of what activities are currently external, what activities are internal, and what activities could be moved from internal to external. And you can actually then Pareto those. This sheet will automatically pull from the previous sheet, and it'll just Pareto those items that are taking the longest and could be further analyzed for reduction. So again, you're doing a normal setup. You want to videotape it, have a team there to watch, usually one or two people, the improvement team lead, the black belt or the green belt, and then maybe an assistant. You want to have the camera focused on the operator and the setup itself, and then once the setup is done, go into a conference room or a room where you've got the operator sitting there and have him describe what he's doing, and record the activities and the times it takes to do those activities, and whether or not these activities are to remain internal or could be moved to external. And then from there you've got all of your potential areas for improvement.